As we are saying now, many escape people we don't arrest before put for this thing. Many of them don't come out. Our life is no longer safe. So we need our gun back.
Thank you. I will not be an hypocrite that will see injustice and unfairness. Vigilantes, they don't collect their gun. Let us watch it.
We are here until they answer us. Because we don't suffer for this work. Person like me, I'm 21 years in vigilante now. If you check this my hand, more than 15 bullets. They inside this my hand today. So our divisional will be working with our police right hotel, our divisional GPO. We work it on the station, any area we receive any call, we move to make sure so there's peace. When there's problem in Upper Sakmumba, that our DPO pull out, because all of us will bring our house to support it, to assist the DPO to make sure so there's peace at Upper Sakmumba. Now we don't collect our house. Anytime DPO call, not to assist, many things have been happening around the environment, around those states. So that is why we the vigilante, we have been trained. They train us how to shoot, how to dive, how to do many things. After our training, they give us our certificate. So when CP Party come, he said he want to repair those states. We respect him as a good citizen of those states. We use our hand, carry our hand, go give her. After we don't give her, he come out for EBS. Man at that time say, is it easy to collect 2,000 something GoPro boys to recover? That's we are attached. We don't know what we are doing. That's why we the vigilante of Edo State will come out to beg our governor to come to our aid, to come and rescue us from the hand of our enemy. As we are saying now, many escape people we don't arrest before put for this thing. Many of them don't come out. Our life is no longer safe. So we need our gun back.
You see, this issue that the Fulani seems to be the most powerful and the most influential tribe in this country is what will actually lead us to an actual anarchy if care is not taken. Because why would a state governor, why will Akpakomiza or Ekpobolo go into a negotiation or whatever agreement he had? Now he has now exposed his people. I mean, it doesn't add up. When we had vigilantes, over 2,000 of them across those villages, where the police people are missing. Sometimes they call the police officers, they call the patrol guys, there's something happening, they will use 3 hours, 4 hours before they access that place. However, these vigilantes are people who naturally reside within that community, so they have become community police. But what do we see? They have seized their guns. They have now exposed those men. What do you think is going to happen if these northern elders, these Fulani elders, or whoever, because we know that there have been so many threats. And don't forget, they said April 12th. Today is April 8th. We are just about 4 days away. You have disarmed your own people just because you want to suit, you want to pamper some people. Have we not had a more grievous scenario that has happened in the north, wherein we do not see any form or any iota of sympathy? You've gone there, you've apologized, you've said you will compensate. So why should you not expose your people for future further attacks? Because we know that these guys, these marauders, these Fulani elders will not leave anytime soon. We know that the language they understand is a violence for violence. These guys will only yield, cower, and flee. You know, when they smell that you are coming with your own bigger weapons and strategy of warfare, because they are not in your bushes, neither are they in your villages to joke around. They are not there to just, have a tete-a-tete or chit-chat or have fun. They are there for serious business. They are there to do what we call ethnic cleansing, the population of the people, bring famine to people by destroying their farmlands with their cattle. These are the agendas. And in some instances, or in most instances, kidnap the indigenes in their own motherland, request for ransom, collect the ransom to acquire more lethal weapons so that you can continue to lay more siege on the people of the land. The state government gave an order. The police immediately, with instant alacrity, collected, seized all the guns of vigilantes. As you are watching me, what is your advice for the vigilantes? Should they wait for until the state governor decide and resolve that, okay, you know what, we are forgiving you? Because what we know will happen in Edo, Uromi, Auchi, those axes into Ondo, Akoko axis into Benue, before, I mean, we can, your guess is as good as mine. Because the Fulanis are also listening to news. And also, they have intels, they have moles everywhere. They don't just go into a village and attack. There are people who are inside. Now, these people could be an indigene of that village, or it could be a Fulani who had stayed for a very long time in that village that will now invite them over, give them information. I know categorically sure that those that got attacked, or those that have an intention to attack the Iromi today, are aware that the vigilantes, who within their own minimum capacity repel bandits, even though it is a then gone, right? But to an extent, they still kind of fortify that village. Those Fulanis are now fully aware that na empty barrel. We can literally go into that village and start unpicking them like snails. Because we know we cannot guarantee our policing security architecture. The response time of the police is already known. We know it is abysmal, it is poor, it is unreliable. You don't expect myself to believe that I can just sense terror going on and then I pick my call and die maybe 911 or 919 or whatever, and in next 5 minutes I'm going to see the police. It's not going to happen. I mean, we are in this state together. You go to the police station, you make a report, they'll tell you, well, they need to be mobilized. That's what they tell you. They probably ask you for fuel money. And if peradventure that route that leads to where the place is up, where the event is happening, if it is unmotorable or whatever the case is, it could take hours. So the failure of the government, the failure of the security architecture is a call for self-defense. It is a call for self-defense. Because you cannot just let yourself be killed. The natural instincts that come with man is the survival instinct. And it is just a suicidal mission that you want to face those imminent bandits and terrorists that would, come for reprisal attacks with your bare hands. And I do not know why Akpakomiza will just yield to the demands of those northern governors, or I don't know who is trying to appease. Is it trying to punish the vigilantes? If we are in a working system, every vigilante should have a unique identification number. There should be a a, a, a unique digital monitoring system that is attached to their gun, to their, I mean, like a body cam. We're talking about Edo. Edo is a rich state. Edo is a rich state. I mean, if those vigilantes are under the state governor, why would you not expose? Okay, now, some villages have no issue with what happened at Irumi. But somehow you have withdrew 2,000 guns from vigilantes. Of course, these vigilantes don't just protect Iromi, they protect the neighboring villages, they protect the neighboring communities. You just came and then you pull off the roof. God, you are now creating an unlevel playing field for the oppressors to further oppress your people, for the bullies to continue bullying your people. You came and removed the roof, expose them. You want your people to now walk in the street of Iromi naked. I mean, what is this supposed to mean? What is the meaning of this nonsense coming from Edo State? And suddenly, everybody's quiet. For God's sake, if the police ab initio were effective, were up and doing, when that truck was stopped, because I know that lynching, that mob action took more than hours. It might have taken about 1 to 1 hour 30 minutes, because those guys might have actually tried to escape. They caught them, drew them back to that center where they lynched them to death. If the police, I am sure if the police were very close by, some people would have tried to reach them. But again, hours upon hours upon hours, those people were not, couldn't be, I mean, those people were not safe, and they met their Waterloo, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Now, instead of the government to track those that were involved, so that all other vigilantes can still secure the communities, because no matter how you try to apologize, there is a saying that the Fulanis have said that when you kill one Fulani man, it could take them 100 years, but they will have to revenge. You know, that's it. We have seen various manners of demands that people have made. Okay, what is Akpakomis are doing to stop the kidnapping going on in Iromi? What's it doing? We have had arguments. Shall we have state policing? Shall we have community policing? Is vigilante not it's a makeshift, something a make similar of a community policing system? Why is Akpakomis are not trying to reform, but instead he is deforming just because he wants to suit the narratives of some people who he feel are hungry and might invade? Oh good, oh good. You know, I was in a meeting. They said that the southern governors are cowards, that they always yield to the roar and the charges of the northern governors. I think indeed it is true. In one Nigeria, we are supposedly supposed to have the same right. Yes. We are supposedly supposed to have equal rights. But I have seen where a Fulani herdsman, he's been demilitarized. He is being rehabilitated. He is being reintegrated back into the community. But I have seen where Biafran Liberation Army, who were caught also, but instead of them to be demilitarized, to be reintegrated back into the community, they are vilified, they are condemned to destruction. So many videos that we've seen wherein even military generals will tell us that a Boko Haram bandit, a Fulani herdsman, have an opportunity, provided he has repented, to become an influential person of status, to become a political leader in the country called Nigeria. A contraption that was never meant to be. A contraption that was only made for chaos and crisis. A nation wherein we ought to be at our own different region doing our thing. Not a situation whereby some elements feel they are above the law and they cannot be contained. some element feel they can perpetrate evil or something bad, but somehow, some way, they are let go. They are always pardoned. But when you probably do just less than even 30% of what he did, you get condemned for it. It is a country that is built to go into what we call full-blown civil war if care is not taken. If care is not taken, if there's no referendum, if there is no a sit down on a round table that let us review our formation as a nation, these guys cannot override us. Let us have our individual regions governed so that we can move in our own space. I shouldn't have a situation whereby my daughter or my son graduated and then he applied for a school, maybe in the Middle Belt, maybe even in Lagos. My child, who got 300 over 400 in JAM, was not admitted into engineering. But one boy from the north who got 240 was admitted. What do you think that is going to breed? If not animosity, envy, and of course, chaos. If you are going to have a nation that works, it has to be a nation of merit. It has to be a nation whereby people are only appointed based on the level of their competency. I mean, we all know it was the North that pushed for it. These guys have always been a thorn in the flesh. They were the ones that pushed for the agenda of the federal character within the period of 1956 till we got our independence. They said the only reason, the only condition why they will support Nigeria to gain its or our independence is if we they gave two conditions. One, the Federal Character Commission. And then two, that there has to be a quota system. So the quota system simply means whether my child qualifies or not, the slot you give me in the north, even if it's a blockhead I insert in that position, do with it, make do with whatever you can. If this guy is destroying the governance of the day, well, that is the slot I got, and that was the best I could make. So you see, we cannot longer allow this nonsense. And I'm so perplexed, so disappointed that Edo governor will give such instructions wherein his own people are now exposed, heavily exposed to imminent attack, because we know that an attack might come, because we have seen warnings, we have seen threats. The only thing I can do is to pray for my people in those states that make them no sleep. Your all should never sleep with your two eyes closed. Make sure you brace yourself up, because the attack might or might not, but your all should just have the mind that your own defense is in your hands, your destiny is in your hands. Otherwise, you might get wiped out. Thank you. If you're just joining, please kindly like, subscribe, and share. Bye for now.